My bad. I didn't mean to normalize the music. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Sorry it's been so long. I've been busy. Job interviews. It's been job interviews, preparing for things. I got ghosted again, so I've got like one single holding what? Sorry. It was the music was all weird and messed up. All the volume was back and forth. Today's soundtrack is actually not by Sevish. I don't know who Sevish is actually. Who is Sevish? They sound so familiar. Wait, no, I do remember Sevish. Okay. But this one is actually by somebody on YouTube named Nobonoko. So if you actually want the song itself, pin today's backtrack, today's background music, and then I'll just link it directly to you by going like this. That's a good link. Okay. It's by an artist named Nobonoko, and I'm not kidding you. It's fake lore. So I this took me a while to figure out, and it took me multiple readings of multiple articles. So basically, the two names that you see there by it's actually that's the album name. So the album name is Gato by David and Victor, but it's actually by a person named Nobunoko. So they made this fake lore of these fake artists, and it's like their personas. So they have different personas for different types of music. So they have a persona for electronic music, and then they have a persona for everything else. So imagine that everything is a lie and you don't know what's going on. And I was, for the longest time, I didn't know, because when I found this album, if you go to the YouTube video that I link inside the pinned message and you scroll down, all the comments are like, I really wish I could have an interview with David Wojciechowski, right? And they're writing these like really really long thought out essays, and they're playing into joke. It's like lazy games. Like sometimes when I talk about lazy games and I pretend like it's a real, like that's the thing, right? But here they like even the comments are in on it. So like even the comments are pretending that it's like a real thing, but it's not. Here, look at this. I met Victor Fritsch, who by the way doesn't exist, in Montreux, not Montreal, okay, but Montreux, Montreux, back in 1987, which also didn't exist. He was a guest of honor at the Festival of Jazz, which doesn't exist. We kind of stumbled on one another in a coffee shop. I expressed my admiration for my work on Gato, which doesn't exist, and we had a nice chat about it. He recalled the day spent working with David, who doesn't exist, in a stuffy Sheffield studio. Sheffield does exist, but this studio doesn't exist. And how seamless the recording process went for most of the album. According to him, the synth progression for Werewolf with the Pants, which does exist, but it's like a fake album, so it doesn't really exist, but it exists within this fake world, was massively inspired by the popping exhaust of a Triumph automobile, which doesn't exist, was passing by the avenue during lunch. David, who doesn't exist, got obsessed with the weird cadence of it, so the solid hour riffing until it became the synth bass line. He said it's the one thing that he remembers the most about working on that album, and he gets a kick out of telling people about it every single time. Fun fact, he always subconsciously snaps his croissants in half, which is crazy. So yeah, everything about this doesn't exist, and so like everyone in the comments just keeps pretending like it exists. Like, look at this, look. I remember listening to Gato back in 1983. This was released in 2023. This person is like 18. This was back when I was in college, and the drinking age in Texas was still 18. I don't even know if that's true. They took that away from us the following year. I don't even know if that's real. But I'm also rather thankful, because I would have never entered the inescapable ketamine vortex with David Wojciechowski and Victor Fritsch had I been drinking at the bars. They don't exist. My dad was a huge Victor Frisch fan, so he used to play this album a lot when I was a kid. That's impossible. Oh man, it's crazy. Like everybody's in on the joke, and so like imagine my surprise when I find the album, and I'm trying to Google. I'm like, who the hell's Victor Fritsch? Who the hell's David? What is the Festival of Jazz? Like, where is the Festival of Jazz? And I'm trying my hardest to find anything about this. I have to find an article, I forget by who, where somehow this person's album got written about in like a real music magazine. In like, as again, as far as I know, this is one of those like YouTube artists who only makes things on YouTube. But not to say that that's a bad thing, but I always tend to find that the industry, quote unquote, tends to be very resistant towards like newcomers in the space unless they come from the traditional avenues. Hey chat, like unless a music artist comes from the traditional pipeline of like you intern at a recording studio, you happen to one day sing, and like the CEO of the record label walks by, hears you sing, and then says, "I'll sign you," and then they have like a like a massive Cuban cigar in their mouth, right? Then they won't write about you. So when one of those institutional sort of like magazines writes about you, I always tend to find that that's a major deal because it means that they're actually very receptive to your music. And despite the fact that you come from a non-traditional pathway that typically would be ignored, you're given the same level of respect and recognition as any other recording artist. So that's the only reason that I was able to find out that these people are fake. Nobody's real here, which is how it is on the channel. Yeah, welcome. Okay, chat. Welcome. Sorry, I just needed to talk about the album really quickly because again, it's very, very good. You should check out Nobunoko's entire thing. They have like a ton of albums. They have this. They have David Wachowski, who doesn't exist, with his own albums, and then they have Victor Fritsch, who doesn't exist, with their own albums. So like, both these fake characters, it's like it's weird. Like their whole channel, and then what's crazy is that in between these like banger albums, they have videos like "Learn to Count with 1, 2, 3, or 4, Rainbow for the Wii," and it's like, what? How do you do that? Like, how do you go from this to a video that is literally called 1, 2, 3, 4, Rainbow for the Wii? I don't understand. Like, this is the mind of a genius. Is it microtonal, or is it your ears not well trained again? Well, my ears have water in them because I showered quickly, so I can't tell. Oh yeah, sorry for being late today. Sorry, woke up late. Well, no, I woke up on time, but the workout took longer than I expected. And again, sorry I've been gone for so long. Again, as I started mentioning, but I forgot to finish the story. Mostly job interviews. I can tell you right now, I've been ghosted by everybody. Every single company has ghosted me. I've finally gotten notices that like, hey, we're done with your application, even though it's been like six months. Like after like 2 weeks, I throw the application away in my mind, and I say they're probably gonna not get back to me. But after 6 months, they finally said, hey, we filled the role with someone else. I'm like, buddy, it's been a while, okay? So I'm down to my last straw, and not necessarily my real last straw, but like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to rely on nepotism because I don't like relying on nepotism. A, because my friends don't have any good job either. Like all of them, like this is the thing about references, right? Got replaced by AIL. Okay, I do think AI could code better than me because I don't know about you. So the pinball game, I have been working on the pinball stuff on the side. I got nothing done. The problem is that I don't understand anything about mathematics. So I've been actually taking like a small course on mathematics and applying that to the pinball stuff. And then I got it to a working state, and then I was like, this is shit code. So I'm now rewriting everything to make it work again. So, but it's playable. It's actually playable, and I have the mapping down, and I have like the mapping tool down. So like I know what to do for the maps and stuff like that. And I actually it's honestly like it's just pinball, but with the additions that I have, it's actually kind of fun. So I'll show you guys when I have it like done and like fully rewritten, so it's not shit anymore. But yeah, it's been interesting taking like the approach of online course to learn about the mathematics and like actually delving deep into what is geometric algebra and trying to figure out exactly how you would modify and like work with these things, and then also trying to learn how to deal with quaternions, and then trying to figure out and like get into and like trying to get the intuition for doing like the right hand rule for transformations around axes. Like I'm just not a mathematically. I realize now that I'm not a mathematically minded person. Anyway, so I'm just saying that AI could replace me given my performance so far. But I contend that if I only have like 2 hours every night, it's hard for me to like do anything. Okay, but it's been so long, you forgot that I stream. Yeah. I mean, so one day it's gonna happen. Like one day, I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, so it's been nice seeing you all, but I enjoy my life more than I do streaming. Like, the reason why I stream is not because I enjoy streaming, it's because my life is awful. It's because I'm trying to escape from the awful realities of my life by streaming and putting on funny little shows for you. You were just wondering, what is this silly Discord I'm in? So for context, for those of you who have not been keeping up in the Discord, who haven't joined the Discord, you're missing out. We have a new shitters channel, which, by the way, is consistently shitting at a reasonable pace, which I do enjoy. Thank you, everybody, for taking a nice fat shit constantly at a good, steady pace, and nobody's broken the rules yet. Everybody's shitting perfectly. Like the rule is you can only post shitters and you can't do it twice. Don't leak the channel. Oh, you're right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because it's sorry, it's a privileged person only. Like unless you get through the maze, we don't let you in. Sorry. Too late. Too late, streamer. Listen, if you don't get in, like if you know, then you know. It's like Kino, right? By the way, Kino will happen. I think on Monday or Tuesday, Kino will happen because we're gonna we're gonna do a film analysis of Blade Runner because it's been a while since I've watched it. So we're gonna do a film analysis of Blade Runner, and then we're also going to do over the next like 2 or 3 weeks some like film analysis of Ghost in the Shell because I've also been thinking a lot about Ghost in the Shell. Which Blade Runner? Both. So the old one and the new one. The one with I forget his name. Is his name Mark Hamill? It's not Mark Hamill. The one with the one with Han Solo, and then the new one with the guy from 300 Days of Summer, 2-in-1 Pog. Well, I don't know if we can do two in like one day because it's gonna be a normal day of streams and stuff too, right? So let's see how much time we have. I think we only do one because it's a bit like a marathon for Lord of the Rings, and then if it's after stream, it's like when you all, like it's all of your nighttime. Put them on at the same time. We just have two movies. Yeah. You wanna watch a movie at the same time. Yeah, you wanna do something. Listen, this is what happens. This is what you hear when you hear two movies at the same time. ASMR girlfriend experience. Yeah, here we go. ASMR artist kidnaps you. Here we go. Okay, and then we do ASMR boyfriend car crash. Here we go. Boyfriend crashes. No, how about ASMR boyfriend? What? Hey. Go back. There we go. ASMR boyfriend detective husband puts work aside to cuddle with you. And then we'll do like ASMR girlfriend cooks for you, right? Like this is your girlfriend cooks you F or A. You're doing so good, baby. Here we go. Okay, so we're inside the kitchen now. ASMR boyfriend goes to war for you. A mortally wounded husband king returns from the war. Okay, so imagine. No, my ears. Why? Oh god, it's so loud. Oh god, it's so loud. Okay, so imagine we're watching two at the same time. And then we have Subway Surfer too, right? Like this is all you're going to hear. You won't be able to understand a single thing about what's going on. It's going to be impossible. It's going to be impossible for you to understand what's going on if we play two at the same time. But it would be funny. And what's funny too about that is that the movies are very like dense. Like they're not easy to decipher. So there's a lot to like figure out in them. So imagine you're trying to follow one plot point. But what's crazy too is that both movies are mirrored in a way. Like a lot of their events are mirrored in very interesting ways. So like imagine you watch one and then you watch the other at the same time. It'll be like hearing the same thing twice but with two different names. Which is interesting to think about. Very interesting to like think about. I think that'd be a good experiment, is to run them both at the same time and see just how similar they are in the story beats. Especially with the exam. Like here, look. Is this a punishment? No, this is a punishment. This is a punishment. So we do both exams at the same time. So we do both exams at the same time, okay? Ready? Okay, so imagine both exams going on at the same time, right? And there's a mirroring of these two baseline tests. Yeah, that's awful. We're not gonna do that. I listen. I'm not gonna ruin those movies by doing that, but it's funny. It's just punishment suffering. Today, I've got some fun things for you all. So today I've prepared a number of things, some very interesting things. One, the new playlist, but also a whole different playlist as well. Songs that accompany every single section that we're doing today. As you can tell from the title, we might get to Fly Night at the end because I want to make one joke. I want to make one. So we're gonna start with the LSD Jam 2024. So the LSD Jam has finished on March, I think, 1st or so. So it's been done for a while, but I've been gone the entire week. I've actually been gone since it finished. Wow, I've been gone since it finished. Wow. So, but the LSD Jam, if you don't know, has resulted in many games that we played on this channel. Actually, last time we played three versus. There's another one. We played Late Homework. We played Vignettes, the Dream City. Like we played a fair amount of games from that whole event. And between that and the PS1's sort of like the demo disc stuff, we've had a good flood of like interesting things to play, right? And this time is no exception. There's been a lot of good submissions, and actually all of them are really good. And we're gonna try a few of the things that just at least appeal to me, but also because we don't have much time, so I chose the shortest ones. We're going to then move on into a whole new 3D platform, which you've never heard of, and I've never heard of, and nobody's ever heard of, actually. So apparently what's funny is that this platform, I'll get more deeper into it, was released in a way that it feels like it almost competes with VR chat. And from the people that I've talked to, they said that they learned of it from an ad on VR chat. So this is like completely unknown. And what's crazy is that people actually play this. Like there's tens of thousands of people who play this. So a lot of people play with it, but I've never heard of it. It's been out since 2021. And there's a lot of really cool things on it, but also a lot of really weird things too. So we'll check it out. And then if we have time, when we get to Fly Night, I'm going to make one joke. There's the entire reason why we're playing Fly Night. I've been crafting this question, okay? It's a question I have to ask all of you that's related to you being a fly, okay? It's a very important question. And also because I've been craving some action in my life, so. This space is purgatory. We're all dead, chat. We're on the way to the first circle. It's always been punishment. Yeah, this is Samsara. Like, this is the final step of Samsara. That'd be a cool concept. Wait, let's just write this down. Wait, chat, how about we do... okay, this is good material, because we're also going to do a visual novel day. So I have committed to the idea of doing a visual novel day. I just don't know when necessarily, but we will do it at some point, okay? Wait. Samsara... So, Samsara story concept involving streamers. Involving streamers. Okay, so the story concept is that we are in the final stages of samsara before the rebirth back into the life of suffering, and the final step is listening to a single soul who has decided to park themselves in the final stage to be a streamer to entertain those who wait. That's me, okay? So if the context clues wasn't enough, the streamer is me, and in a way, it's my own personal hell. They're doing this because they hate talking in public, and so this is their final punishment. That is, in a way, less painful than losing everything they have so far. And then the journey is one of acceptance, to accept the final step into the last stage of samsara and being reborn into like an ant or something. There we go. Perfect. All right. That's okay. So so POV. Okay. You died. You're all dead. None of you know this. You're living in a dead world. The news that you read, fake. Just kidding. Okay. For the YouTube algorithm, that's a joke. It's a joke. This is all a joke. Okay. This is all a joke. But all the news is a fake. You go outside, the people that you talk to, they're not real, okay? They say things to you because they're programmed to, because they're all from your imagination, from your mind, okay? Then you go home, and for some reason, you feel compelled to open my stream. I don't know why, actually. I don't know why. Why do you feel compelled to open my stream on the weekends? I don't know, Chad. So you open my stream on the weekends, okay? And then you feel compelled to listen to me. And then here I am, like, I am revealing the world's secrets to you, and you have no clue. If you listen to every word that I say, you'll discover the secret to life. You'll discover the secret to immortality. You might even learn how to be a vampire, right? Which is kind of cool. But to you, this is funny haha time. And so you simply listen, and you feel entertained, and you go back into the cycle one more time. And what's crazy is that you don't know. Because imagine if you die, you lose all the memories of when you were alive, and you only go back to when you die. Like when you go to sleep, you might not realize that you're being reborn and living an entire life again, from birth until death, and you've lived like 80 years. And then, but then when you next wake your eyes, you're just back in another day of your life today, going back onto my stream to listen to me once again. You have no clue. Divine providence, probably. You just gotta what? Also, I like that concept. So like every time you die, you lose all your memories of the life you've lived, only continuing on with the memories of you in the afterlife. Every time you close your eyes to sleep, you wake up and live a full life, never knowing that, until the day you die and you wake up in samsara. What the fuck is samsara? What is it? A place? Is it a concept? Is it a person? And then somebody's gonna come in the chat and say yes. Once more, continuing from the last moment in this space as if there was no pause at all. Yes. Right? So this is you. You don't even know it. Every time you close your eyes, you wake up as a whole new reborn baby. You live your whole life, right? One of you was named Samantha. Some of you were like named like Marco, all right? And then you die and you come back here into this life, okay? And if this life is bad, just know that it probably was better before in your other life. Anyway, so that's today's plan. Today's plan is a shared collective suffering, but not just suffering. A music, like it's not just an existential experience. It's also a musical experience because I've got many things to show you today. I've curated a playlist, and one of the songs on today's playlist will be repeated. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was going to be repeated because in my mind I was thinking I've never played this song before, and it's such a great a song for this moment. But I didn't realize that I played it, so my bad. But the most songs I'm going to be showing you today are very sort of niche. No, I very rarely do I meet somebody who knows these people, which is interesting. But I really like I love their songs, and I love the ways that they do these things, and I love the concepts of the songs to play with. And I think it's very fitting for today's stuff that we're playing today. And I try my best to get sort of the feeling of the songs in to match what we're doing. The first one is something that I think most people have heard, but still there's a fair amount of people who haven't heard it because it's Canadian. So I think I would say it's better for me to just show you what it is. Pain. Pain. We'll do this, and then I'll link you like this. It's a song called Reflector, and while I'm doing this, I will find an emote for the pain. It's a very long song, so just sit back and relax. It's 7 minutes long. It's a very long song. The music video is very strange, but really all of their music is very weird, strange, and very entertaining. And I think you should listen to it all. What's interesting about this song is that you're going to hear a lot of different noises and a lot of different people that you wouldn't have expected to hear in this song, right? There's a lot of different things that it makes you feel, and it's a very complex song when you think about it, both in the lyrics as well as the way it sounds. And it's fitting how well everything comes together, and it totally makes sense when you hear the voice and you realize who it is, and you go, of course they're on this album. Like, why wouldn't they be on this album? This is like a song that speaks to them, right? And I think this is a good fit for going into the LSD jam, because in many ways, when you explore your dreams and when you have these dreams and when you live this whole different life within your dreams, it's a bit jarring to go back to reality. Like, there's a whole, it's almost like a mirror that you can't go through anymore, and at one point it reflected you, and maybe it still reflects some parts of you, but it doesn't really anymore. Or I'm just completely misunderstanding the song. I don't know. But anyways, please enjoy Reflected by Arcade Fire. Kind of a classic, actually. It's this song released a long time ago, so yeah, that was pure cinema. The music videos that they do for their songs are very good too. Like, a lot of it is very ethereal and like sort of dreamlike in their own ways. They deal with a lot of interesting concepts as well. They deal with a lot of concepts of life and death. Arcade Fire is interesting as a band. One, they feel like they represent sort of like the Canadian music scene, in the sense that every Canadian band is rock. Every Canadian like basically every Canadian band that you find will either be rock or heavy metal, and that's it, right? So some variation of rock, some variation of heavy metal, but there will always be a guitar. It's very rare to find a band that doesn't do that. And even just artists in general, it's very hard to find an artist that doesn't do that. It's so common that my buddy and I tried to start like a rock band when we were in high school, and then he became like a big time director. So I don't. It's like so that whole plan kind of fell apart. So everything is very interesting to sort of see uh, 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 um, um, within the music scene because everything sort of like follows the same DNA, and yet every single band has a very different sound. Arcade Fire, for instance, if you listen to this song very carefully, there's a lot of interesting things about it, right? I really enjoy the use of the different drum instruments, the various sounds, and like the very like it's the kind of drums that you play with your hands, and like I love the way that they combine this mix of like very long melodies and like very sort of like ambient sort of soundscaping, combined with lyrics that in a way aren't really there just to say a message, in the way that many lyrics are, but also to be a part of the soundscape and to lend itself to this feeling of you're in this like dream space, you're in this like unreal space. It's a very interesting song as a whole. Arcade Fire is also one of the few Canadian bands that has gotten, well, not few. I would say a lot of Canadian bands have like gotten very popular over the entire world. But there's a lot more bands that don't, which I guess is the same for any place, really. I mean, but it's fascinating to sort of see how far they spread, especially given the type of music that they make. It's very hard to, I think, in my mind at least, I always think like their type of music is very hard to show people because how many people are going to be into this type of music? But maybe it was a different time back in 2008, right? Because again, 2013, 2008, 2001, like this was like because 2013 was when, well, no, 2011 was when Tame Impala started to get really huge, and I remember hearing their songs constantly. So presumably this is when like people were more amenable to this type of music. Maybe now it's a whole different thing, but maybe TikTok and maybe kids on TikTok are listening to the same music. I'm not sure. They also got really popular because they actually, if you didn't know, the movie Her, starring, which I didn't know his name was pronounced as Joaquin Phoenix. They did the film score for that movie. That movie was very influential for me because it was such a weird movie. It was my first foray into like those types of movies that have this like weird feeling to them, that have like a weird sort of like story to them, and also have like a weird way of being shot, filmed, and sort of like acted out. It's between that and the Grand Budapest Hotel, I think that was my awakening into, oh, maybe I should watch something besides like slop. Maybe I should watch something besides Shrek 1, 2, and 3, right? But yeah, it's a great song. You should, for other songs that you should listen to, you should also listen to, I forget the song name right now. Let me see if I can find the song. Sorry, I keep saying what the name of the song is. I think it's Afterlife. You should listen to Afterlife. I think that's probably their most popular song that most people know of. It's a very great song. The music video for Afterlife is also really, really good. But I would, in general, just like say, listen to all of their songs. There's a lot going on with their songs that I think you should listen to. And this is, I'm not just playing Canadian music because I'm feeling particularly patriotic this last 2 weeks, right? Or months, or however long it's been since the trade was started. I just thought it was interesting to sort of listen to their music, especially given the what feels like the messaging that they're trying to show, in regards to like trying to break through into something, trying to see something for what it is, and trying to actually like move on, and what we're going to be doing with the LSD, the jam. I thought that was a good fit for it. Also, for those of you who didn't know, that one little cameo voice, which actually is very hard to hear, it's near the end. It's a backing vocal, so you hear it just very slightly. It's David Bowie, and it totally makes sense that David Bowie would be on the song. Because every time I hear about David Bowie, even though he makes like his own music, and his own music has his own particular David Bowie sound, everything that he says about music is like crazy. Like this, like he listens to everything. Like David Bowie listens to Kendrick Lamar and then says, "Yep, this inspired me to make this album." And it's like, how do this guy's music taste is all over the place. He is a genuinely interesting character. Okay, so yeah, it's a very fascinating album. Please do the whole discography is great. I highly recommend you to listen to them, and they actually do some interesting causes too. So they try their best to sort of take care of the world, which is interesting to say the least. They do a lot of activism. How could you say that about Shrek? Well, you know what? That's true. But have you seen the Shrek 5 trailer, guys? I don't know, Chad. Have you seen the Shrek 5 trailer? Listen, When I look at the Shrek, okay, look, this is not like some weird like thing about like, oh, I don't like the way that Shrek looks. He looks so woke. Like that's not what this is, okay? But Shrek 1 to 4 plus the Halloween special plus the Christmas special, he looked perfectly fine as a weird looking cartoony dude, all right? But I don't think that's what's happening inside the movie. I think his style stays the same because there's a frame where they look like the old Shreks. I think what happened is that the mirror probably changed them or like something. But anyways, they do look like they've been taken like they do look like they have a TikTok filter applied on them. Maybe you just got old. Maybe he just got old. Yeah, but like no man, that's a whole different style, chat. Look at this. Look what they've done to my boy. It is a whole different style. It is actually entirely different characters. What the fuck is that emote? I don't know. I saw it somewhere. I saw somebody use that emote, and I was like, "This is a good emote for the channel." Here, look. I'm gonna show you Shrek 5. This is not Shrek 5. Sorry. Pause. That's not Shrek 5. That's Alex Sue. The Alex Sue photo is gonna come in very. The Alex Sue photo is very important for context later. Okay. For one of the things that we're doing today, it's very important. Oh, actually, when I was eating a popsicle. And it looked like Shrek. Like when I was eating the popsicle, it looked like Shrek. Yeah, but why he? I don't know. It's just funny. It's just funny to me. Nipples. Here, look. This is okay. Look it up. Look. That's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, there's something weird about the style. The style feels off. It's not just that he's old. He looks like extra cartoony here. Like, he has, like, the whole... He, like... You know what it is? It's almost like the way that Pixar does a lot of their cartoons in the way that they make it look even more cartoony over time. Shrek kind of looks like a snail. He does. They ruined Shrek. No, well, not ruined. But, like, he definitely does look different, right? Schmeck. Good old Shrek. Anyways, we're gonna start the LSD jam stuff. Give me a moment to set things up because we're gonna go right into it, okay? There's a lot of games to play for the LSD jam, and I'm gonna give some context as to what it is. I just need to open the webpage and show you. Just give me a moment to get everything going, alright? How did they ruin Shrek? I don't know, you haven't watched Shrek. Well, then nothing I say is gonna matter! Like, why even bother asking the question? Nothing I say is gonna matter. Nothing I say is gonna change your opinion about anything, because you have no opinion. Don't go to me. This is okay. I'm gonna say this, okay? I will say something interesting about people's opinions, okay? Many of you, I realize this about many of you, okay? This is not an age thing. I think this is just this is something that like transcends ages, all right? Some of you, and this scares me, some of you come to me for your opinions. Some of you come to me to form your opinions about the world, and you simply take it wholesale and you go out there and you parrot what I say, and that's terrifying. Because do you understand what that means? You're saying the things that I'm saying out there, and that freaks me out. You know our mod. She used to never talk like the way that she does. She used to never say the things that she used to say until she met me, and then she started saying the things that she said. Her boyfriend, who I've known since like high school, he was like, "Yeah, man, she used to never be like this." And then I introduced you to her, and now she's weird. And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, man." Shrek was supposed to look grumpy. Now he happy and silly. You know what? I do think it's not specifically because of his emotion. I think the one thing that is good about him is that he does look like he has the same emotions. He has the right emotions. It's just they made him look like every Pixar cartoon that feels very round. Like he looks extremely round in the way that he looks. And they homogenized his look to be just like every other cartoon out there. Which is interesting because Shrek to me has always had this pseudo-realistic look. Which I think always worked. Like to me, Shrek has always had this weird kind of like, it's one step away from being like a good production type of like 3D animation style. And now it's like this weird cartoony, like shaved off, rounded look. But I don't know if it's actually true of the entirety of Shrek, because again, there's two frames, right? There's the one there's the one section of the trailer where they're looking at the mirror, at the talking mirror, and they look like that. And then there's another section of it that shows him walking around, and he looks like old Shrek, like the normal Shrek. And so it's like, I don't know if they actually changed the style or if it's a temporary filter scene, but there's a good chance that everyone's taking it, you know, to an extreme level that doesn't really match, right? But I'm not really sure if that's true or not. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, basically the whole reason is that he looks different. He just looks different, but it's specifically in the way that he looks like every other Pixar cartoon now, versus necessarily being Shrek. Like it's like Monsters Inc. Have you ever seen Monster University? Monster University. Wait, is it Monster University? Monster University. The look of the characters still looks like a Monsters movie, despite the fact that it has higher production value compared to everything else. Okay? It's a very good movie because it displays what happens when you A, put the characters into a whole different space, which is actually interesting. B, I think it also shows what happens when you keep the same style, but you simply upgrade the fidelity on it. I think it's a great way to look at it, right? Because the first Monsters Inc. movie was very, very well. The first two were like very, very plain. Sorry, not plain, but like you could tell that like the rendering stuff wasn't that like good. And then Monsters University became really, really nice looking, right? Yeah, the second film. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be the fifth movie at this point. Common knowledge goes that any franchise becomes ruined on the fifth one, no matter what. So what's funny is that you say that, but people would have said, like, to me, I think people would have thought that Shrek would have died by the time it got to the Christmas specials. You feel like at this point it's just a crash out. You've never seen the movie. What do you know? You've never seen the movie. Form your own opinions. But a lot of people, I think, would have thought that it would have died by the time it got to, I think, the Christmas specials, right? Because there's Christmas specials and there's Halloween specials. Like, there's, okay, look, Shrek. If you go to the Shrek filmography, okay, just this is listen, you've unlocked me. You've unlocked me. Look. Wikipedia, Shrek, okay? Look at how many movies there are. There's actually so many of them. Where is it? Where is the list of stuff? There's a musical? Look, there's a musical. There's a franchise. Here we go. I think this has, okay, look. Shrek 1, 2, and 3. Shrek the Third. I think this one is with Rumpelstiltskin. Shrek Forever After. Nobody even knows about this. Nobody even knows about the Rumpelstiltskin one. I don't know anybody who actually watched this except for me and my wife, right? You have the spin-offs, but then you also have the like weird stuff. So you have the Puss in Boots spin-offs, which in their own right were really good. Then you have the short films. You get the Shrek 4D, I look at, there's 2 Christmas ones. Shrek's Yule Log, Shrek's Caroling Christmas-tacular, the chroma key makes Shrek gray. Wait, really? Oh, we can make him anything that we want him to be. Okay, whoops, I forgot about the chroma key. Like, look, there's so many of them. The small ones don't count. No. The small ones count. The small ones count because the Christmas. Okay, look, the specials are really good. I think the specials are amazing, but everyone downplays them because they don't understand them. All right. You thought it was dead after the 4th one. I mean, even 4 is a bit much. Like I tend to think like 2 is limit. To me, when something goes to 3, I think to myself, it's dead. Right? It's like Blade Runner. I don't think they could do a Blade Runner 3. Like you have Blade Runner and then Blade Runner 2049. I don't think they can do a Blade Runner 3068. It just wouldn't work, right? Or even like Avatar. I don't think they can do an Avatar 3. Mind you, I've never seen Avatar 2 and I don't remember Avatar 1. So I very highly doubt that they're gonna get past it, right? But here, I think Shrek fits perfectly in that slot of it's not the most compelling or the most mind-blowing thing. It's not the most deep. It's not the most, it's not the most complex thing. It's not the most, riveting thing, but it's just enough for you to feel like you enjoy it and that you're comforted by it, right? It's just enough for you to feel happy again, Shrek the Third got 41%. Well, this is, that's kind of crazy. What's funny, though, is that the public loved it. Look, the critics said the Shrek movies suck. The audience says it's the best movie ever. This is why you don't trust Rotten Tomatoes, all right? Rotten Tomatoes, these people don't know what they're doing, okay? They're always judging it on like, oh, the camera work was so bad. Oh, the animation looks so stale. No one gives a shit. these are like adults going to watch Shrek movies, trying to like live their life and enjoy like what little memories that they have, what little nostalgia that they're able to like get to. You don't trust movie reviews? I do too. I don't too. I don't either. Sorry. Yeah, I don't either. I think they a lot of them miss the point. Like a lot of them miss the point of like why some movies might be good. Like again, these reviewers are looking at it as I do blushing. A lot of these movie reviewers look at movies and they go, okay, like the reason why it's good is because of some technical quality. But it's like, no, it's not about the technical quality. It's about the feeling, man. Avatar was pretty shitty. No. I remember being excited about it because it was 3D. I will say the 3D portion of it was kind of cool. You don't trust movies. Well, that explains why you've never seen Shrek. You don't have a stake in this game, all right? You don't have a stake in this game. You don't have a foot in the door, all right? You don't have the cards. You don't have the cards. You're not holding the cards. You don't have the cards. Forever After was kind of good, you would think. What was Forever After again? Forever After. Shrek Forever After is a... Oh, okay, yeah, no. Forever After was amazing. Because Forever After was the first time that we saw the ogres die. So ogres were dying and going to war, right? Because, like, ever since Shrek 1... Like, the only time you see an ogre in action is Shrek, right? And the musical. If you've never seen the musical, you have to watch the music. Wait, where's the musical? Chat, you have to watch the... Look at how cursed it is. Look. Wait. I need to show you, like, a still from the musical. I need to show you what he looks like. Oh man, you have to watch the musical. I think Shrek the musical is sort of the Hamilton of the millennials, right? Like if Hamilton didn't exist and Hamilton wasn't as good as it was, I think Shrek the musical would take the place of a Hamilton. Like it's a high bar, right? But I think Shakespeare is the dead. I think Shakespeare is dead. The key is this, okay? Look. Without Hamilton, we would have Shrek. Shrek would be the most popular thing. All right, I'm just saying. Okay, there's nothing wrong with Hamilton, but I'm just saying this is just as good. Dear Lord, holy, biblically accurate Shrek. How has nobody here seen the Shrek the musical? Nobody here has seen Shrek the musical. We're gonna watch. Listen, one day in Kino, we're going to watch Shrek the musical together. We're going to do. Well, sorry, we're not gonna watch it. Sorry. We're going to do an analysis of Shrek the musical from a performing arts perspective. Okay, because I want all of you to think about what it means to be like a script writer, like an actor. I want all of you to put yourself into the shoes of like a drama kid and examine and critically analyze what this piece of media is. It looks like Shrek at home. Mom, I want to go watch Shrek. We have Shrek at home. You liked Dune. That's true. Okay, look, as long as you like Dune, then it's fine. As long as you know some movies. Look, Dune, I still haven't seen it, but I've heard it was good. Yeah, this is good. Dad paints himself and starts to act. SMH. Yeah, it does give that vibe, right? Like on a stage, because you're further away, you can't see it. And this is the trick to a lot of stage stuff. When the further away you are, you can't see the seams. So all you really see is the color blending. It's a bit like camouflage. Basically, think of how snipers do camouflage in the army and apply that to this Shrek. That's why it looks like this, because you're actually sitting much further away. Have I seen the Harry Potter musical? No. I remember you recommending this, and I'd be meaning to watch it with my wife, but we haven't had time. But I need to write it down because I keep forgetting, because we actually rewatched this again recently. So. Harry Potter musical. I need to write this down. But we will watch that. What does that look like? Harry Potter musical. Images. Mom, I want to watch Harry Potter. We have Harry Potter at home. How do I get like an actual? There we go. Save this. Okay, go here. Desktop. Potter. And then we'll go here, and we'll go here, and we'll go here, and then we'll go here. Sorry, and then we'll go here, and then we'll go here. We'll go here, and then we'll go here, and then I'll bring this back up, and I'll go over. Stop. And go over here, and then I'll put this over here. We have Potter at home. Okay, Ron looks way too cool. Ron looks way too cool for Harry Potter. They needed to cast somebody who looked just a little bit more aloof and lost in the world. Hermione basically fits. Potter his chin is way too Chad-like, right? But the Ron especially does not look. He doesn't look like Ron. Like Ron is too cool. It looks like a Superbad. This looks like the cast of Superbad sitting down to like have a chat with everybody. That's what this feels like, right? Or if this is it just looks like super bad. It just looks like super bad. Oh man, this is great. I have to watch this. Gen Z Harry Potter. If it wasn't so problematic, I would tell you to go watch this. But I'll do it for you and I'll give you a review because something about this just does look funny. Anyways, we're gonna move on now. Okay, listen, you've all seen the musical. If you're gonna watch, if it's your first time watching Shrek, watch the musical. There's online versions of it that are free. Not free, but like there are online versions of it that you can watch on streaming platforms. Okay, it's actually genuinely it's a very good musical. As somebody who participated in a musical, it's very good. The singers are all extremely good. But the comedy, it's the comedy that gets you. It's Cap, totally free, guys, totally free. It's the comedy that gets you. It has the same comedy as your average sort of like a Shrek movie, right? Which I think is very important to have. Compared to I think other pieces of Shrek media, a lot of Shrek media can feel very sort of yeah. A lot of Shrek media can sort of miss the point of Shrek, which is like the whimsicalness of it, like the whimsicality. In terms of like the Christmas specials and the stuff, like they do a good job of carrying forward the vibe and like the home good cozy feeling, but they don't give you the feeling of the whimsicality. This is a very whimsical musical, and you can tell that they have a lot of fun with it because the stage production in the musical is really really good. Because the way that they do it, they actually play very well into what's going on in the events, and they make everything feel like there's a lot of visual gags. Basically, you don't have a lot of musicals here. Well, you know what? It's good that I said just a moment ago that you can watch this online on your favorite streaming platform. It's actually available everywhere. It's available on YouTube actually with ads. I think I'm pretty sure. Emoji. Oh hey babe. Yeah, everyone please type "Oh hey babe," and I want you to just think about that. Okay, look, you have to watch this yourself. It's an experience that you have to get on your own. Just by the way, that's Donkey. I'm not kidding you. That's Donkey. Donkey, Donkey is the funniest character in the entire musical. Ain't no way. He's the funniest character in the entire musical. He's actually genuinely funny. He's Look, what do you expect, guys? They can't listen. Every character in Shrek looks like a person except for Donkey, but a musical you only have people. What are they gonna do? Like a fake donkey? No, they have to make him a human. He's just a dude in a donkey suit. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Oh man, good old Shrek. Anyways, we're gonna move on now. Now that you've seen this cursed image, we're gonna move on to the LSD jam. Okay, just please go watch it. It's available on your favorite streaming platform. Just go watch it. The limitations of reality. Yeah, like it's. Listen, just be thankful that they didn't paint him to look the way that he does. Okay, just be thankful that he naturally looks like that. Because if he didn't, this would be a much more problematic musical. I think. You love that they made that mustache for him. You're right. I forgot about the mustache. Yeah, because they had to get the fur color. Again, it's surprising how well the makeup works in this, even though it looks very uncanny from this distance. Imagine if we got Shrek the musical, the movie. Well, so what's interesting about this musical is that the way that they did it is that they it's a bit like the performances that you see at the is it called the Super Bowl? What's that thing again? At the Olympics. Like, you remember how at the Olympics Celine Dion was singing on top of the Eiffel Tower, and you had people that were sitting or standing at the base of the Eiffel Tower listening to Celine Dion, and all they saw was a single tiny dot. Like, this is here, POV. Look, okay, flashbang warning, POV. Okay, this is you. Okay, and everyone's standing with you. So this is you at the Olympics in France. Okay. So everybody, so like these are people's heads, all right? It's like a massive. Okay, now it just it looks like a wooga. It just looks like a wooga. Okay, well just imagine that it's like this. Okay, just imagine it just looks like it looks like a mogus. Okay, but fine. It's supposed to be two heads. It's supposed to be multiple heads, but I can't draw heads. So imagine this is you, and you're all looking at Celine Dion. All right, and you're all watching Celine Dion do her thing. Okay. And then this is the Eiffel Tower, okay? So imagine all you see of Celine Dion is like this. That's Celine Dion up there, okay? That's Celine Dion. All right? We'll do we'll do like the ghost thing so you see it, okay? But the way that they do it is they film it. So Shrek the Musical has a filmed version which is on like streaming platforms. It's basically just a filmed movie. Because they have a whole bunch of different camera angles. It's like really good actually. And they do it in a way that preserves the effects as much as they can, while still giving you enough detail to really see how the actors act. It's a surprisingly good filming of a musical that I wouldn't have expected. Bring the Shrek back. Oh god. Dog looking sussy. Oh man. But yeah, just imagine this, but with the musical itself, it's actually like a good. They actually did a good job of filming it, so do watch it. I think it's worth it to watch it, and I think you'll really enjoy it. LSD Jam Time. LSD Jam Time. This next section, as always, is accompanied by a song there. It's the Vivers section. I don't know how to actually pronounce this thing, so we're going to learn together, because I'll get into it when we get into it. But I have a song for this section, which is also a very unknown song that none of you have ever heard, because it's a very Canadian local artist. This artist is actually named, and I really love their name. Their name is called. Their name is Emily Haynes. Their artist name is Emily Haynes and the Soft Skeleton. Which, the Soft Skeleton is not a band. Like it's not like, because you know how like sometimes bands will like go like, okay, well, main person in the band plus the band's name, like Anderson .Paak plus plus the Free Nationals. It's not like that. It's not like Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals. The Free Nationals are their own like group. The Soft Skeleton is what we all have within us. So for some reason, Emily Haynes just says that, and we just have to live with the fact that there's a soft skeleton within all of us. Okay, I don't know why she says this, but that's basically what you have in terms of the naming. She's a very interesting artist because her music, it's weird. It's like, it's very melodic. In many ways, it feels like poetry, but then you get some songs that, in a way, feel like ambience, and yet the ambience is like, it's like a story that's trying to be told to you in some way. This particular song is much more on the nose in terms of its meaning, but I think either way, it's a very enjoyable song that I think all of you will like a lot, because I personally enjoy the song a lot. It's a song called Fatal Gift by Emily Haynes and the Soft Skeleton. Again, you've never heard of her, but I think you should watch the music video for it if you that I have linked. But I think this is I was thinking to myself, this is a great song to go into the next section with, because it's very, very Silent Hill-esque, and I think you'll get what I mean once you listen to it. It's a very, very, very interesting song. The lyrics are very much on the nose. Like you know what she's talking about, but it's a way that everything sort of fits together, and the way that music, again, it starts out, and I use Silent Hill-esque with the esque part very emphasized, right? It starts out almost like something that you could see from the beginning of a Silent Hill game, and then it transitions into, in many ways, in a similar way to Silent Hill, it transitions in a very jarring way into this like very quick, upbeat, up-tempo sort of sound, but it doesn't ever lose its feeling of, I don't know what that feeling is, but combined with the lyrics and the way that it sounds, like the upbeat tempo doesn't feel upbeat in the sense of like it makes you happy. It doesn't raise your mood or anything. It's simply faster and faster. It's like you're decaying faster and faster. It's like the difference between leaving a steak outside in winter and versus summer, okay? You leave a steak in your car in summer, you go away for 1 minute, you come back, it's rotten. You leave it in winter, it'll stay there for a bit. It's a bit like a steak in your car in summer. Emily Haynes is a part of a music collective called the Broken Social Scene, I think. Yeah, Broken Social Scene, which, as you probably could have guessed, is a Canadian indie rock band. Because everything is Canadian indie rock apparently in Canada, but it's also a music collective that Wikipedia says includes as few as 6 and as many as 19 members. So I don't know why there's so many people. But Emily Haynes and the Soft Skeleton is her sort of solo artist name. She's been around for like many years, and all of her albums have had very interesting sounds. And I actually do recommend you listen to all of her albums. Both the album that this song was on, which I forget the name of, my bad, as well as her earlier albums, all of it is extremely good. And they all have that similar weird experimental feeling of you don't really know what's going on. Like it's not sort of like you listen to it and you can't place a genre to it. I think that's the thing about her music is that you listen to it and you can't necessarily say it's specifically rock or like indie rock or indie pop. Like you just can't say what it is. But it's not. It's also not experimental pop. Like it just feels. It's just weird, man. But it's a very good song. I really do enjoy that song a lot, and I really enjoy sort of everything that she makes. So, do check her out. Again, a lot of these Canadian artists are very sort of unknown, but and I want you to really have and hold that idea of her being very Silent Hill-esque. There's a song of hers at the end of today's stream that we're going to get to at the very end, that I think really encapsulates that feeling. As well, I'm gonna have to push Fly Night until next time because there's not enough time. I have to go in like 2 or 3 hours because I need to actually get things done. So we're just gonna do Viverse Worlds. Well, the Vive. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we'll just do that for today. And tomorrow we'll go back to normal. I'm not gonna say ahead of time, but you know, some days will be weird, some days will be normal. Maybe there's a mix of weird, mix of normal. I don't know. It depends on the day, okay? But give me a moment to set things up. We're going into the Viverse. I don't know why it's called the Viver or the Viverse. I don't know how to pronounce this thing. I'll show you why it's weird in just a moment. Just for now, just I don't know. Again, enjoy the Nobunoko background music, okay? Okay. That was funny. Sorry. That wasn't that wasn't a bit. That wasn't a comedy bit. Sorry. That wasn't like a joke. But it was perfect timing for me to say in the meantime, and then we crash. It's something crashed my entire thing. So I'm trying to find you a video that you can watch that will keep you occupied as I update something. Sorry, I just need you to like think about this. Here. I will spare you the music. I will spare you the audio from this. I'll spare you it. In return, all you have to deal with is just the visual. Sorry, I had to update Chrome. Gooning. Gooning. Yeah, it's gooning. Okay, is it updated? Okay, good. It's fully up to date. This should just work, but let me just double check my privacy and stuff. Delete browsing date. Sure. All time? Okay, sure. Privacy guide. No. Stop. Sorry. Just give me a second. Safe browsing. Enhanced protection. Real-time AI powered. Warn you if a password was compromised in a data breach. I don't want to check that. Oh, BRB. Okay, I'm back. So how do I? Okay, so AI powered. How do I then manage phones? Control which phones you use as a security key. What? What do you mean phones as a security key? How do I stop you from using my webcam? Performance issue alerts. Get notifications that suggest ways to improve detected performance. What? Memory saver from inactive tabs. What? Extended preloading. Pages may be loaded through Google servers when request. Okay. All right. Accessibility. No. Use graphic acceleration. Yeah. You and Google. Okay. Well, let's just hope this works. All right. Just hopefully this loads fine. Sure, this does work. Here we go. Wrong place. Wrong place. There we go. Cut the music. I'm gonna play a song to say goodbye to you all. Thank you all for watching and joining me on this journey down this world that I didn't even know existed, that in many ways I don't think any of us wanted to know that it existed. This song is a song from the same artist that we heard today, called Emily Haynes. This song is the one that has the most Silent Hill-esque vibes. So I think you'll really enjoy this if you enjoyed her first song that I played called "The Fatal Gift." She's again a very interesting artist, and everything that she does is very fascinating. And thank you again for watching. When the song is over, the stream will end, so I will say thank you. Please do follow everyone who did drop on by. Okay. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. I'll let you know on Discord. I know how it's gonna go. My schedule is very rough at the moment, so it's whenever I have time. But every day that you come to stream, I hope to have something strange for you to see. And I hope to make you bewildered, at least in some way. I hope to leave you questioning the reality of what you've just seen. Alright? Check out Shinhai Technical School, the elementary school, full of kids who will take my job. Because they're somehow cracked at everything that they do. They're like monsters. They're really good at it. And yeah, check out Vivers. I don't know what that was. And check out the LSD Jam 2024. Today of all days, like for me to do the LSD Jam stuff today of all days to lead into Vivers, this was the Fever Dream stream. This was it. Please enjoy Planets by Emily Haynes. When the song is done, I too will be too. Bye everyone.